Good morning. Today I am going to talk about interference of light. So in this chapter, first of all, I am going to talk about what is wave. Next, wave parameters. Third point, principle of superposition. Next, finally, I am going to talk about interference of light. Okay. Now, first come to the point, that is what is wave. So, we all of you know that the light is traveling in the form of a wave. Wave is nothing but a periodic disturbance of particles is called a wave. Okay. So, wave parameters. Wave parameters, wavelength. So, that is denoted by lambda. Amplitude. That is denoted by A. Frequency. That is denoted by N. Time period. That is denoted by T. And finally, phase. That is denoted by phi. Okay. So, if you understand this concept, then easily you can understand the interference of light. So, first of all, what is wavelength? So, wavelength is nothing but it's a distance between the two crusts or two troughs is nothing but a wavelength. So, amplitude. Amplitude is a maximum displacement of the particle from its mean position to the extreme position. So, this is what? Amplitude. Now, frequency. Frequency is nothing but a number of oscillations per second. So, now we have one crust, one trough is nothing but a, when it makes one crust and one trough, it will be a one oscillation. So, number of oscillation per second is nothing but a frequency. So, time period. Time period is nothing but it's a time taken for complete one oscillation. So, from here to here, so one complete oscillation. For one complete oscillation, how much time is taken? So, that is nothing but a time period. Phase. First, to understand the phase, now imagine there are two sources are there, S1 and S2. Let us suppose S is emitting a crust and the trough is emitting the another wave, that is in the form of first trough, crust, trough, crust, and first crust, trough, crust. So, the angle between the two waves is nothing but a angle is 180 degrees. So, like this, phase is nothing but it's a position or angle. Okay. So, these are the wave parameters. Now, come to the point, that is principle of superposition. So, according to this principle, when two or more waves are acted upon a medium, then the resultant displacement will be sum of the algebraic sum of the individual displacements. Let us suppose this is wave 1 and this is wave 2. So, this is S1 and S2 sources. So, when two waves are superimposed to each other, so are acted upon a medium, so this resultant displacement, let us suppose Y, will be equal to the algebraic sum of the individual displacements. So, this is called the principle of superposition. Now, come to the point, what is interference of light? So, when two or more light waves are superimposed to each other, the situation will be one crust is falls, another crust, or the crust is falls on the trough, like this. So, the situation will be like this occurring. Okay. So, this is what? Interference. That is the addition or combination of two or more light waves will be called the interference of light. Because of this one, the intensity will be different than that of the individual one. So, this modification in the distribution of the intensity is called the interference of light. So, to get the interference of light, there is a condition is there, that is coherent sources. Okay. So, when two light, according to this, coherent sources means when two light waves are emitting the waves of same frequency, same amplitude and constant phase, then only those two sources will be known as the coherent sources, and that will be satisfying the interference condition, and the interference pattern will be obtained on the screen. So now imagine there are two sources S1 and S2. So S1 is emitting the crust and the another also crust or trough, whatever be. So crust, trough, and these two must be in having the, this is, let us suppose, the screen. Okay, so when crust and trough, both the waves are having the same frequency, same amplitude and a constant phase, so then that is called the coherent sources. And when these two light waves which are coming from the coherent sources are interfere to each other, that time the interference pattern is obtained in the form of constructive interference and destructive interference. So constructive interference means when crust of one wave is falls on the crust of the another wave. Okay. So destructive interference means when crust is falls on the trough of the another wave. Okay.